livecast this time. I am using. All right, I hope this is working because I am not using livecast this time. I am using Google Plus Hangouts. I was recommended to this by a couple friends. So yeah. So this is going to be another unscripted, I suppose. I'm gonna need some questions from you guys. So if you guys could ask questions, that'd be great. Oh, surprisingly enough, I'm not getting a lot of questions. Usually this happens a lot, like really quickly. And trying to get some people off Skype. Lots of people trying to contact me right now for some reason. Oh yeah, Alex just said I'm doing another unscripted. Yeah, can you ask me a question, please? That'd be great. Come on, guys, I need some questions. I can't do these unscripteds without them.
Mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Decker, mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either.
Tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce is not an instrument either.
Can you ask me a question, please? Right.
Oh, is that what's going on? Okay, here we go. What are my thoughts on... All right, question. What are my thoughts on Pac-Man in Super Smash Bros. 4? Let's see, Pac-Man. I really don't have a lot of thoughts because I wasn't really a big fan of Pac-Man. I didn't really play... My mother's a big fan of Pac-Man, so... It's like, yeah, she was a pro at that game. It's like every day after school she'd play it. She'd play that game all the time, and it's she can kick my mom can kick my butt at Pac-Man, and that's kind of disturbing. So, anyways, back to your question about Super Smash Brothers. Pac-Man in Super Smash Brothers 4. All right. No, I'm just not excited at all. But he does seem to have a unique moveset, and that's really good to have unique movesets, because that's one thing that kind of drives me a little nuts about the new Super Smash Brothers hacks, like Project M. It's like, yeah, the movesets are unique, but they are all pretty much clones of each other. And so I like with the Super Smash Bros. 4, they're actually trying to do something really unique with the characters. It's like, I can't wait to play as Palutena and to see all the stuff that she gets to do. All right, and so let's see. What other questions do we got here? I'm not sure if a majority of the people know where the chat is. Yes, I probably should have said that. This is in Google Plus Hangouts. I'm not doing this on YouTube, so you guys are going to have to use the Google Plus accounts that Google forced you to create, and you're going to have to ask me the questions here. So if you could do that, that'd be great. All right, so let's see. Any other questions here? Any other questions here? What is my next planned My Little Pony review? I have... It's frankly going to depend on time, because I'm currently working on a countdown right now, and I'm not sure how long that's going to take, because I'm going to be going to BronyCon, and I'm going to be filming a review there. Actually, I'm going to be filming several reviews there. Yeah. But if I can get my next countdown and the next review done before BronyCon, the next MLP review is going to be Swarm of the Century, because I don't plan on collabing on anyone with that. So, yeah. It's either going to be Swarm of the Century, or it's going to be one of the various, like, 3 reviews I plan on filming at BronyCon. All right, let's see. What is my opinion of Game of Thrones if I have seen it? I have not seen it. Tra-la-la-la-la. Okay, what is my opinion on the Counter-Strike franchise? Well, it's fun if you play with friends, honestly, but yeah, I don't really feel the need to actually go out and play Counter-Strike because I can see the appeal behind it. It's really one of those games that seems like it would be a lot of fun with friends, but it's just not for me. All right, here's a fun one. Thoughts on Kirby Triple Deluxe? That was a fun one. Yeah, I actually have it open right now. Yeah, it's a really fun game. It does remind me a little too much of Super Mario 3D Land, and the fact that there's usually about three special things that you need to get, and you need to get all three of those things in order to progress later in the level. And for a platformer completionist like myself, that is really irritating. But they're not they're not t- they're not too irritating, and the game is a lot of fun. There's a lot of different powers that you can use. I think my favorite power up so far is Circus Kirby. Yeah, shocker. Yeah, Fire Kirby is still useless as ever, and which I'm always disappointed by. But hey, at least Circus Kirby can jump through flaming hoops. Yeah, Circus Kirby's a lot of fun. And what else is Oh yeah, the Beetle Kirby was a lot of fun. And I'm currently in level 3 Old Odyssey. I haven't missed a single Sunstone yet. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if I can get a Blossom. All right. Next question: Is Hellfire from Hunchback of Notre Dame your favorite Disney song? No, that would be God Help the Outcasts. Yeah, I like God Help the Outcasts because I am a Christian, and it does bug me sometimes that when people ask selfish things in the name of Christianity, and this is personal right now. So when you see that song and just like the authenticity that Esmeralda is singing, she is giving a true prayer, in my opinion. She's giving a true selfless prayer, and to see all the other people just asking for wealth, asking for fame, asking for pretty much very selfish stuff. It's a it's a it's nice to see. And it's nice to see that Disney actually had the guts to do something like that. Yeah, Hellfire's still pretty good, don't get me wrong. It's just I like God Help the Outcasts more. Alright. Let's see. What is my favorite Bionicle set? Yeah, I answered a question on Tumblr about Bionicles. It's oh heavens. Uh, I kind of stopped with the Bionicles after the whole Toa Nuvas. So yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I got to a little bit into Metru Nui, that kind of stuff, but then I just stopped with Bionicles altogether. I still have fond memories of them. It's like my favorite. It's Pohatu is best Toa, Pokoro for the win. Yeah, so I really liked Pohatu as a character because he was he was very calm. He was very collected. He was the voice of reason within the group. He was very calm, laid back, and he was also like it's like he was the one that people came. He was like the peacemaker. So it was nice to see him because you know how Kopaka and Tahu would be constantly at each other's throats because you know their whole fire and ice thing. Yeah, it's because Tahu's like the a-hole, Kopaka's Ice Batman, and Golly's just I don't know. She's the mother figure, I think. She's kind of like a watered down Katara, no pun intended. Anua's just there, and Leia's the Cloud Cuckoo Lander. His dialogue It's like his dialogue in the comics and the spin-off and the books was always a lot of fun to read. Yes, I collected those. Yes, I watched the. Yes, I read the books and I read the comics. Sue me, I was like 10. All right. Have I seen Attack on Titan? If so, what do I think of it? I've seen the first couple episodes of Attack on Titan. It bored the heck out of me. I just wasn't getting invested in the characters. There was just so much talking. The fight scenes were pretty cool, and it was actually fairly well animated, but it just was not interesting to me. I just couldn't get it. I just couldn't get into it. I can see why people like it, but I don't know. I just can't get into it. It just doesn't do it for me. Right. All right. Have you ever heard/played League of Legends? Oh heavens. I've heard a lot about League of Legends. Frankly, that its community is not very noob friendly, so I'm kind of scared to get into League of Legends because of that. If I was going to go into League of Legends, I would have to have friends who would basically be talking over my shoulder, telling me how to do things, because the community, because I hear so many bad things about that community, and I think there's like a whole bunch of different characters that you can pick, and I just really want help from a friend if I was ever gonna play League of Legends. So let's see, what other questions? What would be my favorite movie? Well, my favorite movie kind of changes from month to month, but currently I would have to go with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yes, the remake by Tim Burton. I know, I like the new version better than the old version. I just feel that it did so many things better than the old version. I like the newer Charlie because I like Freddie Highmore as Charlie because I relate to him so much because I was that kid growing up. I was that perfect child. I was that kid who never got into any trouble. I was that kid who tried to do everything to help his family. And for a lot of my life I was living in Africa, so I know what living in a poverty condition is like. And when faced with poverty conditions, I was the new Charlie. I wasn't the old Charlie. Frankly, I think the old Charlie just is a big fat whiner. Because, I'm fed up with cabbage soup. It's not enough. I want it more than any of them. In case you care, you can count me out. Just, oh my gosh, kid, shut up. There are people who have it worse off than you. I had it worse off than you once, and I didn't complain. Shut up. I know that sounds mean, but just whenever that kid opens his mouth, he's always crying, he's always whining, he's always got a little frowny face, he's always looking down. It's just lighten up, kid. It's like that was the first thing. I'm gonna say that I liked both interpretations of Willy Wonka. I liked Gene Wilder's version being the being the like the little suave, elegant, whimsical Willy Wonka who's a bit of like a puppeteer mastermind. I like that, but I also really liked Johnny Depp's Wonka. I liked his Wonka actually makes more sense than Gene Wilder's does, because this Willy Wonka grew up as a troubled child. This Willy Wonka had a distrust of people, because remember, people were stealing stuff from him. This Wonka had, as a result, this Wonka locked himself away for about 15 years with candy-obsessed midgets. So, for being in an environment with candy-obsessed midgets for about 15 years, you're not going to be all there. And it's pretty funny to see Johnny Depp just go and just spout nonsense. Oh gosh, there was just a lot of Johnny Depp moments that were a lot of fun, and I also liked how they also gave a couple it was a bit more subtle that he was a mastermind, especially in the nut. I think the nut room is my favorite scene in that movie, because because just that little key turned like right when everything just got better. I really love the nut routine. I'm sorry, darling. Mr. Wonka is being unreasonable. Brilliant. I liked the kids in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie a lot better. It's like the older Charlie. The older Charlie. It was just okay. Let's start with Augustus Gloop. He was just a kid who ate a lot. I don't see anything particularly wrong with that. It's just he eats. I eat a lot. I eat about as much as Augustus Gloop. Does that make me a bad person? No, no. He didn't even look fat. He doesn't even look fat. All right, and the newer Augustus Gloop. It's if you actually read the book Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Roald Dahl actually gives a really good description of Augustus Gloop that I really think Tim Burton captured. It's just that he's supposed to have like these sunken in eyes, but they're supposed to be like widened, like just a greedy eye staring out at the world. And just now that I've said that, look at the newer Augustus Gloop again. They just got that so down. It was really, really great. All right, next child, Violet Beauregard. Yeah, Violet Beauregard in the older movie was just kind of boring. She chewed gum and she was a bit forceful, I guess. I don't know. It's like the newer Violet Beauregard. I really like how they updated it. They made her into like one of those champions, one of those people who always has to compete at everything. They have to be the best. And oh, it's so much fun. Just so much fun. I really like how the casting directors picked child actors that looked like caricatures. That they just looked at it's like these characters looked like cartoon characters, and it was great. And I loved how Violet Beauregard's entrance was. It's like the first ticket was found, but the third ticket. Yeah, it was the third ticket was found by Miss Violet Beauregard. Karate scene. that just cracked me up. I also thought the blueberry scene was a little more accurate to the book. It was a lot more fun. Oh yeah, so Veruca Salt. Okay, I'm gonna say I liked the older Veruca better. It's like the older Veruca was more loud, more obnoxious. She had a really fun song, and it was just so much fun how whipped her dad was. It's like he was whipped. He was whipped in the new one, but it was a lot more subtle, and I liked it a little bit more when she was a lot more loud and in your face instead of a lot more subtle and a little more realistic, like in the newer version. Mike TV. Oh, it's a tough one picking my favorite of the Mike TVs because the older ones they're both like little brats but in their own unique ways. The older one is a brat, but he's a very fun brat. It's being that little cowboy trying to be loud and obnoxious. He's a lot of fun. But the newer one, I've met that kid so many times in online games. It drives me. I just want to deck that kid every time he shows his face in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Oh. I'm gonna. Just those kids who should not be playing those games, and the parents who let these kids play their games. They are not mature enough to be playing those games. And that's one thing that I really liked about both stories. It's like it did throw some of the blame on the parents, and the newer one actually threw a lot more blame on the parents. It's because bad parenting is a really big pet peeve of mine. And the thing is that my TV's parents seemed a little harmless, but it's just their apathy towards their child. Ooh. It's like whatever. He's playing video games. I don't really care. We're just gonna let technology raise the child. That just burns me up. Also, the music in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I really liked the music better than in the old one. It's like, yeah, I liked Candyman and I liked Pure Imagination in the old one, but those were really the only songs that I liked because I got a golden ticket. They can't sing. They can't sing. I can hear them in the booth, fracking notes. They just can't. They just can't do those notes. That it's like younger Charlie can't sing. Older Grandpa can't sing. They can't. They can't do it. Uh, and also the Oompa Loompa songs. Yeah, it was fun the first time. It just wasn't. It just got annoying after that. It's like the newer version. I like them better because they're unique and they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. And I know what some people are going to say. It's like, well, do you remember the newer songs? Well, yes, I've memorized all the lyrics because it's my favorite movie for one. But the thing is that yes, you're going to remember the old ones because they spout it over and over. It's like oompa loompa loompa dee doo. It's of course you're going to remember it. They say it over and over and over. And here's the thing: memorable does not always equal good. Just because something is memorable doesn't automatically mean it's a high quality song. It's like you don't memorize everything in a Mozart opera the first time you hear it, but you still know it's good. And also, there's a song I absolutely detest in the older Willy Wonka. It's "Cheer Up, Charlie." I hate that song. It does not need to be there. It's so depressing. It's just more Charlie looking down, being glum, feel sorry for me. I'm gonna be manipulating your emotions. Feel sorry for me. Ugh. Sorry, I just really hate the older Charlie. Hmm. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing an actual video review of that like comparing like the old versus new, like sort of what Nostalgia Critic did because yeah, and I didn't really like Nostalgia Critic's review of that, well mainly because he picked the older one, but it just kind of blew my mind because he said that Charlie was the main character. Charlie was what the story was about, yet he lumped Charlie in with the supporting cast category. I don't get it. Okay, enough about Charlie. I've been talking about that for far too long. All right, let's see. What is my favorite game of all time? I've answered this like 50 billion times. It's Gauntlet Dark Legacy. And it's not necessarily the best game of all time. There's a lot of flaws with it, but there's a lot of I just have a lot of fond memories of it, and I gladly play it any day. It's it's not probably nostalgia it's probably just nostalgia blinding me, but I just love it. I like the atmosphere. I like that you explore so many different locales. I like the characters. I like the characters' personalities, and it's just a very adventurous game, and I just have a lot of fond memories of of me playing it with my family, playing it with my older. I was the Red Jester. My older brother was the Yellow Wizard. My little brother was the Blue Wizard, and my little sister was the Green Archer. So yeah, I was a Red Jester. There was just a lot of there was just a lot of great memories with that game. Let's see. What character from what character from Gauntlet Dark Legacy is my favorite to use? I just said the what's it? The Red Jester, because he's fast and has a lot of bombs. All right. What's another question? Ooh, here's a fun one. If I could have any superpower, what would I pick? Hmm. Well, pyrokinesis. Pyrokinesis is definitely one that I would like because it's shooting friggin' fire from your hands, and it's like if you could create enough, you could like be like Fire Lord Ozai, just like flying around, and it's just pyrokinesis is just a really cool superpower, and you can get flight, you can get super speed, and it's just shooting fire. Um, yeah, but besides the obvious of pyrokinesis, the second power I would like to have is super speed because I would like the ability to do things a lot quicker because I'm a very busy person and I don't have a lot of time to do the things that I want to do. Also, I want to be able to feel like the adrenaline rush of the wind on my face. I want to feel the exhilaration of speed. I love going fast in things. I like when things are fast and flashy, and I want to and I want to feel that. That would be awesome. And Flash is my favorite superhero. Flash is my favorite DC superhero. My favorite Marvel superhero is Captain America, if anyone wants to know that. All right, so all right. What do I think of the Infamous franchise? The Infamous franchise is well, I played a couple of the games, and a lot of people really don't seem to like the morality system. How they say it forces you to play the game twice. It's not forcing you to play the game twice, people. I'm not gonna bet. I don't play the game. I don't play the game twice. I usually only play through games once if they're because I really feel that the game's quality warrants that. Um, and even so, I don't mind morality systems in games. I'm always gonna be the good guy. I'm never gonna be the bad guy because being the bad guy just isn't fun. And I don't know. I just like seeing heroic protagonists. And the infamous games are a lot of fun, but the thing is about a sandbox game is like a sandbox game is really only as fun as the rate at which you can get around in it. So I do feel that Infamous Second Son was really good because it had a power that allowed you to. It's like if you were good, you could have infinite speed. You could have the neon power. You could have infinite running speed, which is a lot of fun. So yeah, I like it. I like Infamous. It's a good sandbox franchise. The powers are a lot of fun, but it's not necessarily one of my favorites out there. I think there are better sandbox games. Alright. Alright. Who is your favorite Dragon Ball Z hero and villain? Hmm. I think my favorite. I think my favorite DBZ hero. He's not a hero. He's more of a protagonist in the very loosest sense of the word. My favorite protagonist is Vegeta because he's just such an interesting character to me. This character just completely motivated by his pride, and just to see how he struggles with his warrior mentality and how it's being constantly and how his interpretation of it is changes throughout the series and what he considers to be what he considers a true warrior to be and how he reinterprets his Saiyan pride. At the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, he was just like oh, kill all the things. This is what Saiyan pride is about. Blah 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 blah. And there was a moment in Dragon Ball GT where it kind of emphasizes what his interpretation of Saiyan pride is. It's like when Vegeta kills Nappa again. He says, "So you're still the only fool who know. You're still the simple-minded fool who only knows how to destroy. Pathetic." It's just interesting to see it. It's just interesting to see him, and he's a character who has very strong personality flaws. So when he had a relapse in the Boo saga, it was entirely believable. Now, my favorite villain from DBZ, I think I'm going to have to go with Cell's first form, because Cell's first form, it's a oh heavens, Cell's first form. It was a lot. It was a lot of fun. Just he was a horror character, and that's what made him so awesome. And I just loved his build up. I loved his voice. He seemed so intimidating. He seemed invincible, and there's just so much mystery surrounding him. I can't wait to see what they do with him in DBZ Bridge. It's like so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. They I got just like this horror monster villain who is in complete control of the situation, and he just takes a lot of great pleasure in just scaring the crud out of people. I really, I know Takahata 101's just gonna eat that roll up, and he's a great voice actor, so I really think he's going to add a lot to that part. I can't wait to see what he does with it. All right. What is my opinion on Phil Fish and the Fez 2 cancellation? Never played Fez. Saw a lot of tweets about Phil Fish, and he kind of makes himself out to be a jerk. So don't really have all the information on that, so I can't really comment. But yeah, I really don't care. I really don't care about Fez. And I'm gonna be clearing up a couple of these questions that get high votes, but I don't wanna answer. Right, delete, and let's see. Who do you think won E3? Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony? Nintendo. They actually showed gameplay stuff. They actually instead of trailers, they actually showed games that I wanted to play. They gave me a reason to touch my next-gen console, because I have a PS4, I have a Wii U, and nothing that Sony showed me this E3 made me want to touch my PS4. A ton of things Nintendo showed me made me want to touch my Wii U. So yeah, Nintendo, you won E3. And your little fight scene was hilarious. What do I think about the anime One Piece? Not gonna watch it. It's too long. I can't judge it. I try not to judge things until I see all of them, but that many episodes? No. 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 Not gonna watch it. All right, just gonna delete this question, which is frankly rather creepy. All right. Oh, here's a good one. Have I ever played Sly Cooper, and if so, what do you think of the announced movie? I played the first Sly Cooper, and yeah, it's a charming game with a lot of humor. It's also another one of those games that perfectly balances stealth and action, which is nice. And the announced movie, I think it's going to be interesting in the same. It's kind of I do feel that Sly Cooper kind of has that sort of Team Fortress 2-esque feel to it. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. If I could write an MLP episode, how would it be? Okay, I'm not one of those people who tries to speculate on what the MLP staff is going to do, considering My Little Pony, and I'm not one of those people who I don't really have a lot of ideas of what the MLP staff should do, because frankly they do have a lot of great ideas, and for the most part they're executed competently. So I figure it's better for me just to be surprised. When they give stuff to me, and yeah, it's worked for me so far. Though there is one episode concept that I really, really, really want them to do. I want them to do an episode with Rainbow Dash and Rarity acting off of each other. We haven't had that yet. The most we've gotten is was Sonic Rainboom, and even then it was just Rarity being the antagonist in the purest sense of the word, and they weren't really interacting. I want to see these characters interact because they're almost polar opposites, and I want to see them. I want to see them act off of each other because Rainbow Dash is brash and hard headed, and Rarity's a large ham. There's just so much potential for comedy there, and I want to see it. All right, here's a controversial one. What are my thoughts on Sonic Boom? I'm looking forward to it. From what I've seen, the gameplay trailers, I've seen the new characters that were announced. The gameplay, the humor seems nice. Yeah, a lot of people aren't really liking this, so I see where they're coming from. I can see why they would find this annoying, but I don't know. I think it looks fine. It does not. I don't know. Am I in the minority here? Am I one of those? Are people going to crucify me because I'm not one of those people that grew up with classic Sonic. I grew up with modern Sonic. I grew up with Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, which is really underrated, and uh, I just met. I just like modern Sonic, and the older Sonic, it just doesn't do it for me. It's like when Sonic Generations was going, um, when Sonic Generations was released, what's it? I really didn't enjoy the classic levels. I love the modern levels. It's got and Sonic Unleashed. I've really kind of lightened up on that because I've really kind of lightened up on that because the Werehog levels. I really don't think they're that bad now because it's a decent beat 'em up. It's not spectacular like Dynasty Warriors or Metal Gear Rising uh, or a lot of or like Asura's Wrath or Force Unleashed 2. It's not spectacular, but it's still decent. It's like the levels carry on a little long, but it's not game breaking for me. And the daytime levels were so much fun. It's like Spagonia Day. Spagonia Day in Sonic Unleashed is one of my favorite levels in all of gaming history because that's just a level all about sheer enjoyment and speed, and the music, it's so bright and happy and about enjoyment. It's about enjoyment. Just and and Sonic Generations. The modern levels are so much fun. It's like they were so great, and I just think that classic Sonic dragged that game down. Ugh. All right, so gonna get off of Sonic and all right, gonna keep removing questions. Gonna keep removing questions. Gonna keep removing questions. Ooh, here's a good one. What is my least favorite movie? Well, there's three movies that I've seen that I absolutely, positively, horrendously detest. The first movie is it's this movie called Devil's Due. It's a found footage film centering around the Antichrist, and you know how M. Night Shyamalan's Devil was incredibly unsubtle. Oh heavens, this one puts that to shame. It's all throughout the. It's like it opens up with a. It's I knew that I was gonna hate this movie as soon as it opened up with a Bible verse. It's just it opens up with the Bible verses. It's like there will be many antichrists and stuff. It's like, and I'm just thinking, wow, thanks for giving away your entire plot. Great. uh, and if you have to open up with a Bible verse, I'm automatically gonna think you're a pretentious hack because. it's a opening up with the Bible verse. It's a the thing is that a lot of people quote Bible verses out of context, and that drives me nuts. And and for this particular verse, there will be many antichrists. Just completely spoiled your ending there. And the main thing that bugs me about that movie is the whole. It's just the sheer unsubtlety. It's like basically. I'm not going to spoil it. This isn't a spoiler because they gave it away in the beginning. But this girl gets pregnant with the Antichrist because of a cult. Yeah, haven't had enough of those. She gets pregnant with the Antichrist because of a cult, and it starts affecting her. Oh my gosh! She woke up in the middle of the night and she starts squeezing her husband's hand. Oh my gosh! It's the devil! Ooh. Oh my gosh! She goes to the supermarket and she starts eating raw meat. Oh, raw meat is evil! Ooh. Oh, oh my gosh! She snaps and gets angry at random points. Evil! 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 It's just so unsubtle. It's not even laughably unsubtle. And and when it gets to the end, when it gets to the end, it just all subtlety is gone. It's like the woman's about to give birth. The woman's about to give birth. The whole house is trashed. It's dark. There's lightning out. There's lightning outside. There's rain. There's all these weird symbols and blood drawn on all the ceilings, and it's just. And then it's like she's like standing in a pentagram or something. I don't know. I don't really remember. But she's just got this gloomy thing, and the husband's like, oh please let me help you, please let me help you, and then she force chokes him to the wall or something, and then she starts floating in the air, and she takes like this weird sacrificial knife which she got at a baby shower, which it's kind of frightening if you think about it, how no one commented on that. And she starts slitting open her chest, and there's light shooting out, and it's like the opening to Full Metal Alchemist. Oh my gosh, it's just so stupidly unsubtle. Oh. It was one of the worst movies. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and it's a found footage film, and it doesn't need to be. Found footage films are like the hipster genre of movie making right now. It's like, yeah, Chronicle is fine, but a lot of these found footage films, they don't make a lot of sense because I'm always thinking, wait, what? Because they always break me out of it with that whole. Wait, where'd that camera angle come from? Why is this person holding a camera in this particular situation? And here's another question. How did they splice all these together? How'd they get this footage? It's just found footage films are very, very hard to do, and it's very, very easy to break my suspension of disbelief. But what drives me nuts about Devil's Due is that it just doesn't need to be a found footage film. Why does this need to be a found footage film? All right, and that's enough about Devil's Due. The next movie I despise. I really forget its name because I saw it when I was in Africa. It's like Parkington Lane or something. I don't know. And it's really about this. It's about this guy who saves this kid who was playing with fireworks, and then he starts checking up on the family, finds that they have a criminal background, and he starts investigating them, and he's basically being demonized for being paranoid, and yeah, he really was being paranoid. And then he just won't stop pursuing them, and at the end of the movie, it turns out all of his suspicions were correct, and he gets killed. Just watch the movie. It just comes right the heck out of nowhere. It doesn't make any sense. And what was the point of that? Be paranoid about your neighbors and just search up on them because they might be because they're going to be terrorists. Anonymous would hate that movie, honestly. Let's see. The third movie I hate was Bad Teacher. That is the most sick, twisted, morally depraved, more good morality shaming movie I have ever seen. The main character, I know she's supposed to be a bad teacher. It's in the name, but this is supposed to be our protagonist, and she's completely unsympathetic. She's not funny. She she does so many bad things, so many detestable, sick things to kids. And she's supposed to be a mentor figure to these kids, and she's horrible. She gives everyone horrible advice. She constantly corrupts people. And there's also this one girl who's supposed to be the good character. She's supposed to be the voice of reason. She's supposed to be a good teacher, and she takes a downfall because of the bad teacher. So the good characters good characters get bad when they try to good characters have bad things happen to them when they try to call people out on the way they've been acting. Good characters get punished when you bust someone for using drugs. When you try to bust them for using drugs and give them giving bad advice to kids. And embezzling money from the school. And the bad teacher learned nothing. She learned nothing. Sure, she became a guy. She became a guidance counselor. Oh, screw that. Screw you, movie, if you think she should be a guidance counselor. That woman is in no position to be giving anyone any advice. Yeah, screw that movie. Just screw it. I really freaking hate it. Oh, wow. I got pretty mad there. Alright, let's see. Alright, delete this question. Delete this question. Alright, delete this question. Why did I become a countdown maker? Well, I saw one of the Autark's early countdowns, and I thought, wow, that's a really cool thing to do. I think I want to do one too. Yep, I'm a bandwagon hopper. I just hopped on the bandwagon before anyone else did. Yep. I'm sorry I couldn't give you like a better inspirational tale about why I became a countdown maker, but yeah, I just saw one of Alex's countdowns. I'm like, I want to do that too. Well, there's another small reason. I was doing like some small music videos before that, and it wasn't really getting me much of an audience. So I saw that, and I saw how popular it was getting. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll try that. Seems like it might be fun. So yeah, that's how I became a countdown maker. I'm a bandwagon hopper. I follow the crowd. Delete question. Yeah, don't ask me who my favorite. Don't ask me who favorite people are, because I don't like answering those kinds of questions. All right. What is my favorite MLP review that I have done? Ooh, that's a tough one. Let's see. That's a tough one. It's a toss up between it's a toss up between Mystery on the Friendship Express and Over a Barrel, because I feel like the Mystery on the Friendship Express was funnier, but the Over a Barrel one was a bit more fun to edit. It's because there's just a lot of really funny jokes. I feel that Mystery on the Friendship Express was definitely the funniest review I've ever done because there's just so many great jokes in that. And Over a Barrel, I there was just it was just a lot of fun to edit. The jokes were really fun to edit. So yeah, that I really don't know. All right. Have I played the Yu-Gi-Oh card game as a child? If so, what I remember most about the game? Yu-Gi-Oh, interesting. I did watch the Yu-Gi-Oh show, but I wasn't allowed to watch it towards the beginning because it had demons and stuff, and that can have an effect on an impressionable young mind. Um, I did collect the cards. I did collect some of the cards though. Well, I did play it a little bit, but we moved on quickly from from when Yu-Gi-Oh was a fad. Um, my older brother collects Yu-Gi-Oh cards now because he's very interested in all the designs, and he collects a lot of cards now just for the sake of the art. And we don't really play the games anymore. All right. Delete question. Delete question. Delete question. All right. What are my thoughts on Philips suing and beating Nintendo? Well, they had some really good lawyers, I guess. I don't know what the whole thing. I don't know what the whole thing was. I haven't read the entire court case. I personally think it's stupid that because everyone's suing Nintendo and they're a little late to the party. But well, I guess Phillips wants some sort of way to get rid of the memory of Zelda CDI and Mario's what and the Mario CDI games. They're not. They're just portraying themselves as bigger a-holes. All right. All right. Deleting a couple of weird questions. All right. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of weird questions I just really don't want to answer. Huh, maybe. Three favorite melee weapons. Well, an oak staff is an oak bow staff is pretty good offensively and defensively, and you can hit a lot of people with it. Uh, let's see what else. I do think that that Shaolin hook blades are pretty cool, but because they're just really they're really really awesome, and I do like it. Oh yeah, I do like Spanish rapiers. I'm not entirely sure how it's pronounced, but because I like the swiftness and the grace that they have. They're just really awesome weapons. All right. Where do I think I got my sense of humor from? I got my sense of humor from my older brother. Oh heavens, he was a corrupting influence on all my humor. As I did also get a lot of it from people like Brad Stein, Doug Walker, Jim Sterling. But yeah, it was mostly my older brother who I had the most influence over my humor. Alright. Alright, just keep deleting and oh man, I only got 5 minutes left. Oh no. Oh, here's a good one. Which countdowns are my favorite? Favorites of mine. Well, as someone who likes to have every countdown of his be better than the last one, I think my favorite so far is top 10 music battles. It's just a countdown topic I've wanted to do for a long time, and I was finally able to do it, and just to see that come to fruition was really great. It's so far it's my favorite one. All right, what is my favorite Pokemon game? Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and Emerald. I'm a third gener, and the fact that we're getting the new Hoenn, fills me with so many warm fuzzies. All right, so let's see. All right, did I send my audition to that guy with the glasses? Yeah, and I actually asked Doug Walker about how many auditions that they've received about 2 weeks ago, and they said they've received 1,000, like over 1,000. And he told me that by that time they've only sifted through about 600, and it was mostly Rob. It was mostly Rob who was sifting through all of them. So, ooh, 1,000. That's a lot of competition. Ooh. Well, hope top 10 music battles was good enough for them. All right. Oh, is there any Pokemon that I want to get a Mega Evolution? Um, Let me think for a second. Well, the Gen 2 people could get some Mega Evolutions eventually, probably eventually. Gallade would have an interesting Gallade would have an interesting Megaform. Milotic would have an interesting Megaform. Aggron would have an interesting Megaform. What else would it? I don't really know. Nothing's really popping out off the top of my head. Oh, I wonder if Salamence should get a Megaform. Ooh, that'd be cool. Dragonite shouldn't get a Megaform. All right, so let's see. What other questions do we got here? Let's see if I can find the tab again. Done. I don't really care about that. What is my favorite open world game? I don't know that off the top of my head. Let me check my list. Yeah, I actually have a. Right now, I'm looking at a list of my top 53 favorite video games of all time. So yeah, let's see. What is my favorite open world game? There we are. Saints Row 4. Yeah, Saints Row 4. It's a superhero game, and it is awesome. It's just a game where I can be evil and not feel guilty because it's the Matrix. I can be evil and not feel guilty. It's a game within a game. Yes, realized at the moment I said it. All right. All right. Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire? I'm kind of torn on that because, well, I want Groudon because I think Groudong's cooler than Kyogre, and me, I really like the color red. Red's my favorite color, and Ruby is also my birthstone. So yeah, I think that would be cool. But I also want Team Magma to be the good guy in the game. So because I like Team Magma, they're a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm kind of torn. I may just end up going Omega Ruby in the end. Yeah, so Omega Ruby. Am I looking to Star Wars Episode 7? Well, yeah. Uh, it's they've had a long time to they've had a long time to think about the mistakes that they've made in previous Star Wars and all of the Star Wars films, and the old actors are in this new one, so they saw the script and they obviously think it's good enough. So the old actors think it's fine. Okay, that fills me with a bit of optimism. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. Uh, what is the scariest horror movie that I have ever seen? It's a Spanish movie called REC or Rec. It's a pretty scary movie. It's one of those. It's another one of those found footage movies, but it's one of those movies that does it right. Because I'm never confused wondering why they're doing these things, why that they have these particular angles and stuff, because it makes sense for all of these things. And it's very the actors feel very authentic, and the plot wasn't too horribly cliched. It was also very well paced. There were a lot the acting was really really good. And well, maybe the acting was good because it is in Spanish, so you're gonna have to read subtitles. But the thing is about when viewing things in a different language, it's harder to tell if an actor is good or not. But you can still detect emotions from their voices. So yeah, I suppose that's something. All right. All right, last question. What do I think of my competitor, WatchMojo.com? I don't fancy us competitors, but the thing is that WatchMojo.com's countdowns are very, very factory produced. There's not a lot of what's it? There's not a lot of emotion, like personal connection. It's just their countdowns seem very, very detached. There there's no there's no subjectivity to their countdowns. It doesn't feel like any one man's opinion. It's like watch their top 10 DBZ moments and you'll see what I mean. It's just it feels like a poll was taken. And that's pretty much how these countdowns are made. They just take polls. And there's just no heart behind them. All right, that's the last question. I'm sorry about that. So I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm already over an hour. So all right, thank you for showing me, thank you for taking the time to be with me and ask me questions. It was fun hanging out with all of you, and I'm not entirely sure how to put a kaboom at the end of this. So yeah, we're gonna have to go kaboomless this time. Bummer. I gotta try and do one of these like once every 2 3 weeks, a month. I don't know. I'll figure something out. So see you around.